How are you doing, guys? Welcome back to the Art of Ram. It's Monday. Alex and I, we just got done teaching 4 hours of lessons, so we're fired up. I got one trick on my mind that I want to teach you guys tonight. It's a frontside trick. It's called the frontside pivot. All right, we did the backside pivot in the feed bowl the other night, and tonight we're doing frontside pivots. It's one of my favorite tricks. It feels so good just to balance on your heel, keep your arms down, rotate, look all the way around, spot the landing, and get a good clean pump out of it. And it's just a great trick, all right? And again, it's a setup trick. So you get a lot of speed from a frontside pivot. There's a lot of options for some style tricks you can do out of it. And let's just jump right into it. So let's move out to the ramp here. One thing I've been noticing as I start, I just did a few frontside pivots to get kind of warmed up and think about what I'm actually doing. When I'm doing more advanced tricks, I noticed how much I'm on my front foot as I approach going up the transition. When I'm coming across the flat or coming down the other wall, I just noticed, like today, I really noticed how much weight I have on my front foot. So you guys, I want you to start getting used to that. Riding on that front foot, you can make micro adjustments by putting a little weight to the toes or the heel, and they'll just carve you around a little bit. But really start focusing on putting a lot of weight on that front foot. If you've seen the backside air video, when you come out of that backside air, you have to have all your weight on your front foot. With dropping in, you're shifting all your weight to your front foot. So get used to it, guys. This trick is no different, okay? So a frontside pivot, essentially being regular footed, you're gonna come up the ramp, and with the frontside pivot, you really have to work on speed, all right? It's really just, the speed has to be kind of precise, and that's probably the hardest thing with the front pivot, all right? It's not the going in or getting into a stall. It's finding the right speed to lock your heel side wheel into essentially a stalled manual or a tail stall. You can touch the tail. Eventually you're gonna learn to just find the pivot and literally so smooth, get up, find the lock, lean back in, and just turn it right back around and go full speed at the next wall, all right? So setting up, just like the frontside 50 from last week, you're gonna wanna have your big toe at least hanging over at first. And again, this is a new stance I'm noticing that I've been doing on frontside. It's kind of like a hybrid of a pushing stance and like a frontside kick turn. I'm covering up just one bolt, you know? You can see that I'm covering up one bolt. When we talk pushing stance in the Art of Ram, we talk about a foot placement like that. You can see the 7, or the backwards 7, I guess. And this front side is very similar, all right? So my foot's it's not straight like a riding stance. It's at a little bit of an angle because I am gonna be turning front side. I wanna be able to pull. Now when I match my hands here are my toes. When I turn front side, I press super hard on my big toe and my index toe. I'm pressing down and pulling back, all right? So you kind of want to start, again, like I said it before, feeling that board, all right? Don't be looking at it so much, but feel the board underneath you. You want a good pair of shoes that are broken in. Always, actually, you know, the shoes can be brand new, but I always use my same insoles, all right? That's just a pro tip from me, all right? I want my shoes to feel the same way every time, and if I take my old insoles, put them in my new shoes, boom, already ready to go, broken in. All right, so as I get up into this pivot, I'm not gonna wanna be swinging my arms around. This is gonna really affect you. If your arms are swinging around, you're boxing in the air, you're rolling down the windows, the windmilling, whatever you wanna call it, it's really gonna help you, or not help you land this trick. Sorry about that. It's been a long day, guys. All right, so as I'm up here in my balance, up in my manual, I'm pressing all on my back heel, all right? So like the pivot, the backside pivot, we sort of stalled on our heel, pressed in on our toe, but the frontside pivot, it's just a continuous balance on the back heel. Look where you wanna go, guide with your shoulder, lean back into the ramp. Of course, you're gonna be doing all this on the exhale, just gonna be spotting your landing and riding away, all right? You don't need your arms out for this one. Again, you can get low, but what it really comes down to is that speed, like I was talking to you about. You don't want to go too fast because you'll overshoot onto the deck. If you go too slow, you're going to lock in your toe and you're probably going to slide down the ramp, probably buckle on your shin a little bit, which sucks. We all know that. And again, the common fall is if you go too fast, is that you fall backwards down the ramp. All right, you don't want that. All right, so you're going to work on your timing. You're going to want to have your frontside 50-50 axle stalls dialed in, and this is just the next level up. All right, this is the next block that goes right on top of that. So here we go. Locking in this back heel. All right, as I approach, I have to make this trick work, you really have to have your pumping dialed in too, all right? So if you haven't watched the pumping video, go back, art of ramp, learn how to pump, and get dialed in on that. Learn how to endless pump. That's where you can just go forever, you never have to push, all right? You just can pump back and forth on a half pipe forever. Here we go. Really relax shoulders. Here, I'm gonna start in my foot placement, and I'm gonna start with an axle stall. It's a good setup trick. I can look, I can focus in. Again, you want to visualize yourself doing this trick and then execute it, all right? So, as I'm coming across, like I was saying right away in the beginning, a lot of weight on that front foot. Get low, get a nice pump up, shift that weight to the back heel, arms down, look back. Again, you're looking down through your armpit, not over the shoulder, down through the armpit at your front heel, essentially. That's where you're going to be spotting your landing. You're going to be breathing out through all this, and you're just going to ride away. Fantastic. Mark it off the list. Here we go. Leaning forward, front pivot. And then up in there. You don't want to have any sudden movement. Leaning back. Again, you got to lean back into that. There's on top, there's a bailout pattern right there. All right, again, anything frontside bailout, try to just step that back foot off and around onto the coping, down into the knee slide. Let's get a couple more. So we're gonna try to get a little lower, overemphasize, you know, that first time. I've always said it, you guys, overemphasize how low you are to the ground at first. Let's get it. Breathing out. Yeehaw. Stand on it. You get all the way down and touch the tail. That's fine. You grab the nose. One of my favorites. Shuffle out. That one takes a little bit more practice. All those great skateboarders, you notice their arm isn't flailing around. You don't do that same thing. That's the art of ramp for tonight. Thanks for subscribing, and you guys, whoever answered the question, where are you guys watching this from? That was amazing. It's all over the world. Love you guys. Ram it down. Until next time, that's the frontside pivot. Subscribe below. Tell your friends. One blast. Thank you very much.
Always.
See you guys soon.